Hi everyone, and welcome to our helpful getting started tutorial for using the 24 Days of Scratch Coding book. If you've never used Scratch before, you can find it at scratch.mit.edu, and it's really helpful if you can set up an account, because this means that you can save all of your progress online. If you're going to set up an account, make sure you talk to a grown-up first. If you don't want to set up an account, that's absolutely fine. I can show you another way to save the magical winter scene that you're going to be working on over the next 24 days. Now, day one tells you to go to flipcomputing.com/scratch24. Once you've done that, you'll see this beautiful page with our lovely little snow globe on it. You can then click on Go to the Starter Project, and this will open up the Scratch Starter Project. If you've already signed into your account, then you'll be able to see that in the top right hand corner. If you haven't, you can click on Sign In and then sign into your account. Again, if you haven't got an account, don't worry, because I'm going to show you how to save your work in a different way. Now that I'm all signed in, I can click this remix button at the top there, and now this saves it in my personal area on the Scratch platform. Now, before I carry on, you might be thinking, well, my screen looks a little bit different to this screen, and it could be because you've got a different color setting for your block. Up here we've got settings, and then we've got color mode, and there is the option to have the original color blocks, or you can move to the high contrast blocks. The Scratch book that you're using uses the high contrast blocks just because they're a little bit easier to read on screen. I'm all ready to go now, so I'm going to read the rest of the instructions on day one of 24 days of Scratch coding, and it tells me to click on the penguin sprite below the stage. The stage is this beautiful winter scene with all the penguins, the tree, the lights and the presents, and don't forget the snow. Below that you can see there are all these different characters and objects that you can click on. These are called sprites. I'm going to click on the penguin sprite, which is the first one, because that's the one the instructions has told me to click on. It then tells me to click the code tab. Now, there are 3 different tabs up the top here that you can see. One of them is code, then there's costumes, and then there's sounds. So this one told me to click on the code one. Now, code blocks in Scratch work by dragging code blocks from this little toolkit here of all the different blocks that you can use. And you might notice that each of these types of code blocks have got colours. So this one is a pinky purpley colour, and you can see that all the blocks in that section are that same colour. The same with looks. If you see a purple block, then you're probably going to find it in the purple section. In the dark orange one, you're going to see the dark orange blocks. So that's a little bit of a clue to where you might find some of these blocks. Now, the first block that I want to use is the When This Sprite Clicked block, which is this slightly yellowy colour here. So when this sprite clicked, that's the block that I want to use. So I click and I drag it all the way over here and I let go. So now that block has been applied to our penguin sprite, but it's not going to do very much because I haven't said what to do when this sprite is clicked. So the next one that I have to find is play sound chirp until done. So it's to do with sound. It's that pinky colour, and then I find the block, so play sound chirp until done, and then again I drag it over. Now you might notice if I get close to that other block, it has a little grey outline around it, behind it, like a shadow, and that means it's going to snap onto the block. So if I let go now, you can see that it's snapped on. If I put it in the wrong place, I can drag it away and I can put it in the right place. So I can drag these blocks around wherever I want, and then I can snap them together like that. So it's saying play sound chirp until done, and it says click penguin on the stage. That's my next instruction. So I have to find the right penguin. Oh, it's this one. So let's see what happens when I click on it. Woohoo! I've done my first day of 24 days of coding in Scratch. How awesome is that? Woohoo! Now, I did promise to say a different way to save your project if you haven't got an online account. So when you've finished your day one, if you haven't got an account, what you can do is you can go to File and then go down to Save to your computer. And if you click that button, then it will download a file onto your computer, which you can then upload tomorrow when you do day 2, and you can carry on from the same place. So I've saved it now onto my computer in my downloads folder, and if I want to load it tomorrow, I can go to File, Load from your computer. I can go to my downloads file and I can find the file. I can click OK. And here's the project that I started, that I just saved. So if you haven't got an account and you want to just save it on your computer, that is how you do it. If you have got an account, you're good to go. This tutorial will hopefully have got you started with your 24 days of Scratch coding book. If you need any more support, then you can take a look at the other videos on our website. Have fun!